I don't know how I got into this in the first place. I just woke up one day and just, I wasn't set out to do it. You understand? It just happened. You know what I mean? I was walking through town once and I seen the homeless guy, and I had a brand new pair of bloody boots someone had bought from America, Timberland boots. And to look at him, I thought, God, what can I do? And I had a pair of spare trainers in the car anyway, so I went back to the car, got my trainers and gave him my boots when I had on. You know what I mean? And it all started from there.
Barrington was a great supporter of the Tilton Talk Show over the years. Here's a few clips from him and his team at the BHST. The Tilton Talk Show.
That's where the government comes into it again. You understand what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, last week, we had Romanian people coming up. Yeah. They just come up for the food, they come up for the clothes, and you see them jump on the next bus. You got refugees coming to the country. They're giving them houses, they're giving them this, they're giving that. They haven't put nothing into the system, but they're getting out of the system already. There's guys here who fought in Afghanistan, fought in Iran, and they fought for the country, and they ain't getting nothing out of it.
Here's Baz and Tracey talking about the homeless situation in Birmingham.
How big is the problem? Is it bigger than what the council think?
Yeah, a lot bigger than what the council say it is.
We had this conversation last time, and I saw somebody write something about 160.
On Tuesday we served 171.
171.
And there was 100.
And that's
over
just
100.
The ones that came to you.
Yeah.
That is awful.
And some of them they have to bring food to them. Of course, they won't leave their
tents because their stuff gets stolen. So you have to go to them before or after the outreach.
I should imagine the summer's almost as bad as the winter in some respects. Like when we had a summer like we had last year, and the heat, where do I take water from?
It's because they're sleeping in their boots, so nobody steals them. And the feet are hot. They get trench foot. They get major foot problems, winter and summer. So last summer was really difficult because we were having to go out more with bottled water and changes of underwear, changes of socks.
Do they get access to medical?
They get basic medical care for people that come out with us, like a chiropodist. They're not registered with a GP.
It makes you mad, doesn't it?
It does.
Sure does.
So horrible system. What a horrible system. And how do you break the cycle?
You need to address the issues of alcohol abuse and drug abuse first. They're not always on drink or drugs. When they come out on the street, they end up getting on drink and drugs once they're on the street.
Yeah.
Putting somebody that's been homeless into accommodation and giving them their benefit money to pay their rent, they're not going to do that because they've got alcohol and drug addiction. They need to put them into assisted living and teach them life skills.
But if folks were put into assisted living right at the beginning of their tenure on the streets, so to say, and they have been used to living in a house and a home,
they stand a better chance.
Would that be nipping it in the bud and like...
They stand a better chance if they get help with their addictions. Because if you give an addict their benefit money and out of that you've got to pay your rent and your bill, they're not going to pay the rent and the bills. That's why they keep coming back out on the street. They need to learn life skills and get help with their addictions. There's people out there that haven't got addictions, that are homeless, that have ended up homeless through no fault of their own. They're living with somebody that passes away and they're not on the tenancy agreement. They're not priority to the housing to be rehoused, so therefore they're out on the street. Private landlords won't take anybody who's on
benefits,
this universal credit because...
Two wonderful words.
Because they're not getting the rent paid directly to them. It's going to the tenants, so they're not taking on people that haven't got basically a full-time job and a checkable history. So that's created a worse problem for us now on the streets, because this universal credit, apart from the homeless people, we now have people that have gone onto universal credit and have not had any money for 2 months that are coming because they need a coat or they need toiletries or they need some of the other things that we supply, and we can't say no. How can you they need help. You can't just say, well, we do try and prioritise initially at the beginning of the evening street homeless, and then the other people can get whatever's left.
Mark Adams is
their
saying
ID.
homeless can use the job centre as a care of address.
No, that's not in Birmingham. It's not always that easy. If you haven't got ID, you can't make a claim. If you haven't got an address to have the ID sent to, it's a catch-22, and you
It's
sort
like
of.
chicken and egg, isn't it?
If you look on the internet, they say you can do this. You go out there and try and do it with homeless people and take them there, and it's not easy. Now, when the weather's cold, like when we have the bad snow, we're out like 3 times a week, and it absolutely hammers our fundraising. Now that the weather's not so cold and it's mild, our donations drop. So
Yeah,
our donations
I see the cycle,
only
yeah.
go up around November and December. We've got a couple of regular people that donate on a monthly basis, but other than that, till February, March, from Christmas, we're very lucky if we get 100 quid in our PayPal.
Andrew Cave, I saw a friend of mine a couple of days ago in Worcester. He's got mental health issues plus other things. Also, his partner has been battling cancer for years, and he was telling me they have cut the benefits by 75%. He was about to go shoplifting, but I stopped him by buying his shopping for him because I didn't want him to get into trouble.
That unfortunately,
Nice.
we've got homeless people in wheelchairs.
The Tilton Talk Show.
Ray Hobber, sorry if I missed it, but how did you both get involved with this?
This is we were invited to serve with some friends of Barrington's that serve hot food.
Yeah.
Well, we're invited first by Midland Langer. That's some of the Sikh guys what do most of the food all around the country.
Oh yeah.
And they're out like 7 nights a week. I got invited to come out and feed the homeless with them. And I got there the first night and I went, bloody hell, I didn't realise there was so much people around. And the worst thing about it, I seen a couple of friends from school in the queue as well.
Right.
So did you come out with me that night?
We went. I came out with that night.
And I said to the wife when we got back in, I says, we need to do something, but obviously we can't do the food. We'll start closing them, do closing toiletries and things like that. And that's where it all started.
Right, okay.
It went mental.
Jess McDonald, get Buzz in a bra and a thong and do a car wash.
That'd be nice.
Wouldn't be the first time.
He didn't say no, did he?
He did that for cancer research.
Did
that
ya?
one went wild online.
Right, the other subject we want to broach tonight, and Benji Smith has just asked this question. Genuinely interested in why you took upon yourself to give that young lad a chance at redemption.
Well, my wife showed me the tweet. And
I saw it, and it turned my stomach, to be honest with you.
It was really degrading.
Yes.
It was bang out of order for that tweet what he sent. But at the end of the day, do I see each one teach one? The guy's a young lad. He's 19 years old. And we all made mistakes. I've made 4 or 5 mistakes and I'm still here to tell the tale.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to get 4 or 5 chances like me. So I decided to jump on it and help him out straight away.
Can't blame you. Can't fault you.
No.
Because I'll tell you what.
But everyone was appalled by it, not just Blues fans and Villa fans.
Far from
the general
did I write to you?
The general public
I
itself
was
appalled
far
by it.
from appalled by it, right? Yeah. Bang. A lad's made a serious mistake, and it was a horrible, horrible mistake to make, right? Even if it wasn't a mistake, he did it on purpose to get clicks and a laugh.
A reaction.
Yeah.
A reaction. He got the reaction, but he didn't quite get the reaction he thought he was going to get, did he? No, because
That's the problem now
door.
with youngsters. I mean, when we were young, we didn't have this social media thing.
No.
But now you've got these youngsters. Everything they do is driven towards how many retweets you get and how many likes.
Spot on.
So the more abusive they get more retweets and more likes by their friends. So obviously when he's typed that message and pressed send, that message you ain't never getting it back. So when he's gone on to it and replied, it's gone viral. So then obviously did he realise it was ever going to go to the extreme that it wasn't just that message.
I don't know how old the kid is.
He's 19.
19. At 19, we do stupid things. We don't.
You don't think rationally.
You're an adult, but you probably don't really understand the consequences of your actions and what you do. And you're spot on, Tracey. The world of Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. The more retweets, the more likes you get, the better you are as a human being. The more successful you, the more opportunities you get of being outrageous. fame comes to you.
You've got young kids that are filtering pictures, young girls that are filtering pictures to get more likes and more retweets. And
I can't wait
this
to
is
go
how
to my age and look back at all them photos and think what a brat I was.
You know,
you won't recognise yourself, would you?
He came down on Tuesday to do the home reach with us, and he's a bright young lad.
Yeah.
You know, the kids at university.
Well, I applaud you for giving him that opportunity of he's got 2 paths to follow, right? He's got 2 choices to make, yeah? I applaud you genuinely from inside my heart for giving him that opportunity.
In between his studies, he will be coming. That's just not one night he's coming out. In between his studies, he will be coming out.
So let's not persecute the lad. He did what he did, right? Yeah. Okay, his time for redemption is now, but he's got to put his feet where his...
he showed a lot of remorse for it, didn't he?
He did, and he's continued to keep in touch with Barrington. It wasn't just, I'll just turn up and do this and hopefully it'll go away. He's continued to keep in touch. When he's home from his studies, he'll be coming out with us again. And, we'll continue supporting him. I always say to Barrington, years ago, you made a mistake. You could do 100 good things and people will always go back to the mistake that you've made. At the end of the day, you've more than repaid to the community for anything that you did.
I'll always be that ex-footballer.
But you will always be Barrington Patterson, the ex-football hooligan.
Barrington, sorry. How old are you?
The Tilton Talk Show. And we're joined in this section by long-term helper Matty.
What do you do with the charity? Get a bit closer to your mic, mate.
Well, I've been here for about a year and a half now, and I spoke to Baz and Tracey. I noticed out what they was doing, so I spoke to them, keep up the good work, and I think Baz said, you'd have to come along with us one of the days now, Pope. So I said, all right, fair enough then. So I spoke to my mate Adam, who helps us, and we attended, dropped some clothes out, and ever since, still doing it. So,
Cracking.
It's good what we do, but the credit has to go to other people who are giving us donations, you know what I mean? So we're not out to get like a name for ourselves. We just, you know what I mean?
There is no name when you're doing something like
that. No, we're not like a registered charity.
Immaterial. I wouldn't care if he was Prince Harry, to be fair.
Yeah. I'm not there to start taking pictures with homeless people. No. If they ask me for a picture, I'll have a picture taken with them, but me personally, myself, I ain't going to take in pictures and stick them up on Facebook. Yeah. What's that going to prove?
Nothing.
The Tilton Talk Show.
It's a question I since I knew you guys were coming in. Somebody I know was homeless for a while. Then they got a space at the YMCA and they moved into accommodation now. But they were saying a lot of there is an issue because there is a lot of homeless people out there. But she was saying there is hostel. Every hostel you go to, there will always be a room per night. For there is, no hostel is fully booked every night. So a question from me is there how can I put? Is there if you're out on the street, there's more chance that you're going to get something rather than if you go to the hostel for the night. You've got that room for a night, but you're not going to get anything. You
know what? I'll tell you.
Is there anything in that?
Probably some of them don't even want to go into an hostel. They'd rather just stay on the street. Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some great calls.
Is it more dangerous to possibly?
Well, I think it's more dangerous off the street because a lot of these homeless people they get bullied on the streets,
right.
And you can see for yourself when, I've known homeless people camping under a bridge or something like that, and someone's come over and urinated on his clothes and things like that.
I saw
set
one.
His clothes alight.
Yeah, I saw one set his tent on fire.
They bully each other as well.
Homeless on homeless.
I've been down there on a Tuesday night, and I've given a homeless guy something, and someone else just come up to him and took it off him.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of dog eat dog, isn't it?
Yeah, it's dog eat dog will.
The desperate, and you know what I mean. So
best thing I can say is come down and see for yourself. Sometimes there's like 50, 60, 70, 80 big line of homeless people out there on a Tuesday, lining up. All I can say is you have to just come down and see for yourself. The council say, there's only 20, there's 30, there's double, treble that amount of people.
The council ought to play down the numbers.
Well, of course, obviously they don't want a bad picture, do they?
It's like I said that we've got a homeless drop tomorrow night, so why can't one of the actual main, the big ones
from the council
come down and say what are we doing to say actually, you know what I mean? There's an issue there. You're not instead of just going, there's an issue there, because it's their city as well.
Thanks for listening. Rest in peace, Barrington.
Till you come to
your happy abode, where all the love you've been dreaming of will be there, where at the end of the road